Hi, my name is Julia Ogujax. This is Bandit, and this is my favorite thinking corner. So I thought I'd come here today to ruminate on something that has been on my mind since last week. If you remember, Bandit last week we were talking about the audience and why that is important. Because when you have a product, you have a service, you have a brand, you have to have an audience. Even if you're a personal brand, you have to have an audience. So give me a minute. I'll sit in my rocking chair and we'll rock away because we need to really talk about this. Okay, so why is an audience important? Because you need to sell. Now, who is your audience? Listen, people, but we have to define our audience actually a bit more scientifically than that. And this is where a lot of us growing business owners have a problem. So let's say you sell tomatoes or you make tomatoes, you produce tomatoes, and you decide who will my audience be. Somebody like me will ask you, a brand strategist will ask you, who is your audience? And you say, everybody. Where can they be found? All over Nigeria. Okay, fair answer, but where in Nigeria? What do they do? What is their disposable income? What is their health issue? Do they like tomatoes? Because tomatoes are good for some, not so good for others. So in our minds, once we've created a product, we believe that it's a solution for everybody, but that is not the case. There is something called the total admissible market, the TAM, and that is everybody. Everybody. So you have tomatoes packaged, processed, packaged very nicely, and you feel that everybody should be able to buy or should want. But there is also what we call the sweet spot. And believe me, as an entrepreneur, as a growing business owner, you have to look at that sweet spot with tunnel vision, like this. You're not looking at anybody else. Other people would buy. That's why we have the primary, we have the tertiary, secondary, we have the tertiary audiences. I'll give you a little example. Sorry, it's a little bit noisy, but my favorite thinking corner can be noisy sometimes. But the birds also help me to think, so that was a welcome distraction. So let me get back to something that happened to me. I think I may have shared some time ago. I walked into a shop outside this country. When I travel outside the country or anywhere, I just generally wear jeans, trainers. I'm as comfortable as possible. So I walked into the shop and I had money in my pocket to buy whatever they had. And it was a high-end shop. But I walked in and the sales people just took a look at me and watched me. I'm sure they were watching me just in case I was going to what do they call it, shoplift. They just looked at me. They didn't even ask me, oh, madam, can I be of help to you? Nobody just looked at me. I wasn't in their sweet spot because anybody who it would be in their sweet spot would know how to dress to go into that place, or even if you are dressing down, you dress down with swag. There's a certain kind of dressing down that they know there's an aura. Obviously, I didn't carry that aura. I didn't have that sweet spot. It took me time to get over the hurt of being ignored. But when I looked at it from a branding and a marketing perspective, I hadn't branded myself properly as a possible member of their audience, of their target sweet spot audience, and I hadn't positioned myself in a way, that would make them take me seriously. So it's very important that you look at your audience, their demographics, where do they live? What do they do? Their psychographics, how do they think? How much disposable income do they have? What are the things that would influence them? Are they married? Are they single? Are they separated? Do they have children? Why would they like your product over somebody else's product? How do you relate to them? There's some people I follow on social media because I just love the way they talk. There's some people that make loads of impact on social media, but because they get a little bit noisy sometimes, And I'm in the stage of my life where I can't really do voice. I can do reason, you know. So depending on my need, I might go to those people, take what I want, but I will not be in their sweet spot audience. Now, but I'll be there in their general Bobo room. Everybody come and buy audience. Somewhere fringes. I probably buy once, maybe twice, and I won't come again. So my question to you today is: have you profiled your audience? Do you know who's in your sweet spot and who is in your total admissible market? Do you know? Are you talking to them? Have you made that decision? Be tunnel visioned and talk to them. I have made that decision. Then to help you do better, I'm inviting you to our free webinar, which is Brand Like a Rock Star. And it's coming up on May 24th. It's a Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. The registration is in the link here. Just tap and you're in. So we'll be looking forward to seeing you on, and we're going to be discussing these things and more. That webinar. It's free. Did I say it's free? But it's good. Trust me, because I'm going to have a friend with me, and it's great too. So guys, I'll see you next week. My name is Julia Okujax from Julia Jackson Reporting, and it's been a pleasure. Bye.